Guys, it's very
Listen
serious.
to do yourself a favor and listen to The King by Sarah Kinsley, and then do yourself a double favor and listen to
Everything by Sarah Kinsley.
Everything by Sarah Kinsley, but also, what was the song we were listening to outside?
My Skin by
Delaney
Billy.
Billy. And then do yourself a triple favor and listen to You on My Arm by Leith Ross. So you're welcome.
Period.
So we're back.
Period pa, period poo.
We're recording this at the same time, so it's kind of like, it's basically like one long recording split up. Because we're not going to do a TikTok of the week because it's the part 2 of our poetry reading. So we're going to get like right into that.
Guys, we're
But welcome back,
doing
because
a
it has
full
been a
audio
week
book.
for you bitches.
Hi guys, it's been a week.
Oh, and welcome back to another episode of It's a Joke.
It's a joke, but is it?
But it was no, enough.
Can I give you a blowjob on air? Can
No.
I give you a blowjob on air?
No.
I want to suck your dick.
No. So yeah,
Are we
if
just
you-
gonna jump right back into it?
Well, we can do a little explanation for people who.
Okay.
So obviously this is part 2. So
If
why
you
would
missed last
look
episode-
at a part 2 without looking at part 1?
Listen to the last episode, Queen.
Typical.
Bitch, you watched season 2 of Blue Exorcist before season 1.
Accidentally, because
I don't give a
anime
shit.
loves to title it differently and not say season 2.
Lies and Fallacies. It was
You're
on
a fag.
Netflix.
And it
was
works.
there.
It actually works.
No, it doesn't.
It works.
It
It'd actually
was
be a fun way to
categorized
view
for you
it.
on
It'd be a
Netflix.
fun way to view it, actually, because you could go back and then see what happened.
See, you say that, but you won't go back and watch season 1.
Oh, I won't. Anyways,
Guys, do yourself a favor and
this
watch
is
Blue
part 2
Exorcist.
to what we're doing is a little fun. To summarize, it's just Conor has a poetry book coming out soon, and he has a poetry book already published called Cloudburst. Bitch!
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I was giving ambience.
You were giving nothing of the story. So we were talking last week, and we decided to do this, and this is the second part of reading Cloudburst, because Conor is a poet, and he knows that. Wink. And he has a poetry book coming out, and we decided to read his old poetry book and go through it and just like have fun, because I love listening to Conor like read himself, but also just like listening to the inside of his poems and stuff. And I think it was very fun.
I forgot that these were poems that I don't like until right now.
But do you want to say anything to summarize? I mean, I feel I covered it.
Guys, buy my book. Buy the one that's coming out soon.
So yeah, we read the first
almost half.
We read almost like half of the first in the first episode. So if you want to go back and listen to that, then
For
catch
context,
up.
we have
And also buy Cloudburst if you want to read through with us.
Period.
On Amazon, link in the description of the episode. But we're reading the rest of them now.
There are 37 poems left.
You bitches better strap in.
We done 23 the last episode.
Work. So do you want to start?
Sure. This one is...
I wanna be... Sorry.
This one is called Another Day. And it's laid out like a schedule. So before each stanza, there's a timestamp. And it's the hours of the day. And it's, oh God, about depression. Or something.
Is it?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I do really like the formatting, because it literally is lined out like a schedule.
Mm-hmm. It's a very much
It
like to look
is
at it.
The Taz.
Stop, I'm autistic.
I've decided, side note, for any of you tis bitches
I
out
disagree
there,
with this. I do disagree with this.
I've decided that I haven't decided. It was just a soft suggestion that because a short form name for the autism is the tis, that ADHD should be the Taz.
No.
The Taz, that sounds like ADHD.
No, but I did say that the Tasmanian Devil for sure has ADHD.
You know what I mean?
Look at him.
Anyways.
This is called Another Day.
I'll play that for ambience.
Oh, me being a guitar. Okay. 5 a.m. Wake up. Well, get up. Sit around and think for a while. I was an insomniac. Still am, to a certain extent. It depends. It really doesn't. I'm an insomniac. 6 a.m. Time for a cup of tea. Almond milk, preferably. What?
You're finished for that.
I also like to sit around and think for a while. And God help me if there's no stimulation.
And you didn't know you were neurodivergent?
On 7 a.m. Do something. God, just do something. Absolutely anything. Just don't waste another day. 8 a.m. Sit at the window and look at the road. Think about how much you want to be that person driving, leaving, escaping, living. 9 a.m. Stay at the window. It's raining now. I have to stay and wish I was out there and not wishing I was out there. 10 a.m. Will I read? Will I write? Will I look in the mirror and try to bear the sight? Ew, terrifying. 11 a.m. Please do anything. I must. I can't let this day sink into dust. Noon. Time is running out. I'm still in silence, laughing at a blue light, staring with compliance. The hail on the windows slowly breaking the quiet, turning my mind into a riot. Okay, poem. Like, why are you rhyming? 8 p.m. The day is almost gone. I've done nothing again. Time for a cup of tea, almond milk preferably. 9 p.m. Should I think about him again? Don't think about him again. 10 p.m. Oh, that's a good idea. Too late. 11 p.m. Curfew. Time to go to bed. Close my eyes. Try to sleep. 12 a.m. Try to sleep. 1 a.m. Try to sleep. 2 a.m. Try to sleep. 3 a.m. Try to sleep. 4 a.m. Try to sleep. 5 a.m. Wake up. Well, get up. Sit around and think for a while.
I love how it
hate that.
loops back around.
I really actually dislike that poem so much.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it because it's accurate to like
depression.
Not even depression, but just to your like exact like that whole thing that you always talk about how you
I
like
must
must
have a
do
schedule
something with the day.
It must be. You know, yeah, I was actually talking about it the other day where it was like 2 p.m. and I was like, the entire day is gone. I can't actually like I can't do anything because the day's over.
Yeah.
Lol. I'll get over it at some point.
I hate you. This is in all. This whole poem for context is in all capitals.
All caps?
So I'm not gonna read it like that, but in context it is in all capitals.
Start screaming.
I hate you. The pain in my hands from wringing my thoughts, from playing my music until my fingers bled. The pain in my hands brings me down to the surface. No person, I do not hate you. I'm just upset right now. The only reason that my hands are covered in blood is because my left was squeezing the thorns of a black rose, trying to help me to love myself, and my right was ripping the flesh from my ribcage to try and tear out my heart so that if I could love me, then you could too.
Ooh.
Also forgot to say for this episode as well, obviously trigger warning because there is like certain like dark topics and mental health and, you know, violent imagery and stuff in these. So if you're sensitive to that stuff,
because I was a sad boy.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, I do like that poem.
I like it. Yeah,
I do like that poem. I wish it wasn't in all caps. Why did I do that?
Why was that a choice? Is the question.
Because it was a whole thing where I was like, I hate you, but like, no, I don't. Irony. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're really bad at writing poetry. That one's not it. Used to is the next poem. I don't remember what this one's about. Do I? It's short. Used to. My body can't handle this, can't handle us, can't handle the moon anymore. I'm lost in the constellations, senseless in the stars, and they're burning my skin, a disarray of your creation. My body is too far, but you're pulling me in. I'm not used to being open, but for you I would break the walls right down. I'm not used to these emotions, but I'm willing to let you in again somehow. Would love to know what that's about.
Yeah.
Would love to know who that's about.
Love the rhyme at the end though.
Sure. I'm lost in the constellations, senseless in the stars. Senseless in the stars is very Conan Gray Sunset era.
Sabrina Claudio.
So sure, I'll show you how it's supposed to feel when we meet.
Oh, this is a long one.
Sabrina Claudio recently released a new album and it's fucking beautiful.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
Hear it then. I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one because there was no substance to it. It gave fucking nothing.
This one I remember this. Gag. This trigger warning, I think.
Really?
For like mentions of like suicide, I think.
Oh, really? Lol.
I think it was to do with. Oh, we'll see. Anyways, trigger warning in case. This one's called Bird.
Like the yoga instructor that I watch on YouTube, Bird.
Yes, about her, would you know?
Yeah.
You complimented me with a glimpse, but I'm eager to feel it from your lips. Your hands on my hips, my hands, your hips, the taste of your kiss, my hands, your hips. You are a spoken word through the mouth of an angel. I'm a flightless bird, and it's often so painful, so playful yet shameful. Sometimes I'm not able to taste this betrayal I've crowned upon myself. I'm lying to myself. I'm talking to myself. Because I ain't got nobody else. Okay, Dolly Parton with that age.
I ain't got nobody else. What the fuck kind of southern accent?
But you're there with yourself. You found faith in myself, saying nobody's leaving. One shouldn't kill oneself. They like you for you, not a facade of yourself. So you're helping me rearrange all the books on my shelf, and I think to myself, it's me I should help. You're an angel in disguise, an expert in flying, and you lift me way up with your autumn eyes. The taste of your lips, my lips, your lips, a dream in the eyes of my tired mind. You're the loving words from the mouth of your angel. Now I'm a flying bird, and I am so grateful. Beautiful. really like
nice
that one.
enough.
No, it's finished. It's done.
That
The
I
amount
remember.
of rhyming, like that's what I'm saying. The talent that you used to rhyme so fucking
So
well.
mu-
It's so
oh,
clear
thank
and so
you.
clean.
I wasn't
It
gonna
has
say
such a
well,
good
but
flow.
alright.
No, because the fact that it flowed and it actually made sense. You weren't just like you were rhyming. Obviously, you wanted it to rhyme, but like it actually made sense. Like so, you're helping me rearrange all the books on my shelf, and I think to myself, "It's me. I should help." It's such a nice
I
line.
do actually kind of like that. I'm gonna fart.
No,
Oh, you can hear it. That one was about the love of my life.
yeah, automized
and
reference.
that one still actually stands. I'm a flying board, and I'm ever so grateful. My dude really picked me up. This is called Absolution. This is the one that I wrote for English class.
Right. Oh, I do remember this. I think.
Absolutely. Absolution by me, Connor B. I am flooded by a sea of unwilling existence. Bitch, and my fucking existential dread. What do you mean the plants are moving on their own? I'm flooded by a sea of unwilling existence, but I'm lacking the skills to swim, so I float with my Virgin Union, and we converge in the conflux. Working with the waves and repelling retribution and the iron doors of immurement, we roll with the punches and practice our preaching and plea for our freedom, disregarding our penance. I long to be the rain, the hurricane, and the divergence. I wish to become one with the sea of indifference.
It's not about like school.
Yeah, about school. I remember in class being like, it's about prison. It's about school. It was simply about school.
Berlin. Do you want to read the next one? Because I think the next one's kind of short anyway.
Yeah. What the fuck does immurement mean? Hey Google, can you define immurement?
On the website vocabulary.com, they say an impudent person is bold, sassy.
No, that's
and
impudent.
chic.
I'll
Hey.
get Siri.
Hey Google. Thank you. Sorry if I said anybody's Google off at home.
Can you define immurement? Immurement. Girl, shh. Google. Hey Google. Stop.
She said nothing.
Immurement is also is a form of in-person. Oh my god! Of course, this is what it is. Wait, let me get this shit up. Because I think I remember also having to look this up at some other point.
Repelling retribution and the iron doors of immurement.
Immurement, also called immuration or live entombment, is a form of imprisonment, usually until death, in which someone is placed within an enclosed space without exits. This includes instances where people have been enclosed in extremely tight confinement, such as within a coffin. Of course, that was described as school.
Do you know what's so true is that I had to have written that in class. Therefore, I must have known what the word immurement was.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's another word that I had learned, and I was like, let me write a poem about it.
Yeah.
This one is called September 28th, and it's
yes.
a two-parter. Well, it's not really. It's one poem. But it's about a really nice day I had where I felt so free, and I just like went to the woods, and I was like on my own running through the woods and like singing and laughing and just having the time of my life. If anybody saw me, they would have locked me up. Truly.
Penitentiary.
And I remember on this day I had this like frame at home that was just like 2 slides of glass, so there was no actual like frame necessarily, but I picked up a leaf on the floor and I brought it home and I enclosed it in these 2 frames of glass, and it was,
I do remember that.
I really liked that. I wish I still had that. Anyway, this is called September 28th. Soiled souls on beaten paths sound like home. Bitch. The last time I was here, it felt like I was already gone and I couldn't go farther. Oh, that's about the time that I tried to X. The last time I was here, it felt like I was already gone and I couldn't go farther. I sang words that I thought I meant about lament, fed up with the world, and it was fed up with me. I trudged on and on until I went back home to think. End of book. Bitch, can't turn the page. Now, this time, I'm here and it feels like I'm already gone and I can't wait. I can hardly wait to go farther. I sing words I know I mean about the soothing sun and the future, knowing it's mine. I dance on and I never wanted to stop. My hands met the surface of the lake, disrupting its stillness. Now they meet and make harmony, submerged in bliss. And I have a picture that I took of that day where I dunked my hand into the lake. And it's a beautiful fucking picture because it was like on an actual camera, so like visually it looks really nice.
Yeah, I think that is a really beautiful like sentiment though about like
where I once was and where I am now.
Yeah, especially when it comes to I think like because I think a lot of people can relate to that experience, especially when it comes to like certain places or triggers, when it's like when you go to a place which previously you might have a really bad association or something really bad happened to you, or you just were in a bad headspace there, and then being able to go there and like
have a kiki.
Yeah, like have a nice time. It's such a lovely like healing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Slay. Shall I read the next one?
Yeah. I remember not liking this one when I wrote it as well.
When you wrote it.
It's another one like, stand up for something. What was I doing? Do you know what I mean?
Humanity's flaw. Oh, I do remember this. I think this was also about social or climate change.
Bitch.
We make man seem like magic when we merely subsist, disguising frailty with an ironclad fist. Who gave us the right to believe that we're blessed when our legacy leaves us as an unfixable mess, indifferent, unloving, impassive, imposing, or hands or fault, or damage or fault, loveless, unloving, an earthen assault, to what end and what halt, death by default, negligent, incautious, or damage or fault. Kind of like I really like the line "death by default."
I mean, it is so true. Do you know what I mean? It is so true.
That's the thing. I know you're like, I wrote these because I was like, word, but it's also like you still like meant it. Like it's still so true.
No, like so true.
I was gonna say, can I read the next one because it's just a small one? And the next one after that is Clueless.
Come on.
Yeah. This one is just a small one. It's called Just Take the Leap. This is just a cute one. I think I remember. The time of high flies by, or life long and performed wrong, written into a sad song, a ballad of lost and untaken roads that lead to the cinnamon sky. Me saying that's cute. I forgot that it was actually very sad.
Yeah.
Right.
I also thought that was like a really nice one.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why was that so sad?
Okay.
Lol to that. What the
Clueless
fuck?
time.
What the fuck was that?
Clueless time.
How come the interludes in this book are so fucking sad?
Well.
Anyway, this is Clueless.
Okay,
and it's
this is
written
gaggy.
about. Is it? I can't remember.
It is. It absolutely is.
I mean, it's a fucking read. It's about a boy. The same boy that Brisley was about from the last episode, if you recall. It's a different feeling when you call me late at night. My heart beats like a marching band drum, and my skin sweats like icy cold rum. Then I hear your voice, and my blood pumps quicker, and my mind is intoxicated by a tasteless liquor. But you ask me, what did she say about me? And I respond with the truth, so as not to hurt you, so to take the pain myself. Let me take the bullet. I'll protect you and help you get the girl, even though it hurts that you're asking me to do it for you, Clueless. Clueless being the person.
Yeah.
Guys, I did not like him as much as I thought I did, but that still stands because that's what I felt in the moment.
That's what I was saying. Feelings are feelings, so it's like you don't have to necessarily understand how they work for them to be valid.
Bitch, I guess I was in my reading people to filth era. This next one is about my dad again, and I read him to cunt.
Work. Do you want to read that?
Sure.
Since it is about your father.
It's called
Who
Congratulations.
art not in heaven and is going to hell.
Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed for sure. This is called Congratulations. Stop. Congrats. Cove gorgeous. What? I didn't know it then, but the fire in your eyes told me things that I never knew to ask. The brutal bludgeoning of your threatening thoughts that caressed my body in a grasp I didn't feel hurt, but now I know. I was blind once, but I can see that now. Also a Lana Del Rey lyric? Alright. And what's my reward? Congratulations, you win a prize of fractured memories that taste like losing, the teacup ride that never stopped moving until we were already gone, thrown off the track, and now you own the me I can never love back. Now you own the me I can never love back.
I'm just thinking though, like that is I like that poem, but fucking hell, the one that you have in this book coming out is like
Which one?
Ecclesiastes.
Oh, Our Father Ecclesiastes.
That is
Come on.
that makes these ones seem like, in terms of like talking about your trauma,
well,
it's just like chowder, like
chowder, bitch.
Oh
That's
my
seafood
God.
salad. That one is so funny. Ew.
I like that one.
And now you own the me I
really
can never
like that
love
one,
back.
yeah.
I actually don't like it except for that part. And now you own the me I can never love back. So sad.
So ick.
So untrue, to be fair.
I do remember Christmas trees. I was very confused by this one because I didn't know what it was about.
I liked Christmas trees. Christmas trees is one that I wrote in a car while we were passing through forests in Clare, and I was having so many different kinds of internal attacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You said, let me write some poetry.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Christmas trees. You stand at the front door of acres of trees, the trees you'd heard people call Christmas trees. They hug each other and hold each other, and you wonder how warm it might be, so you go in on a treacherous muddy road to become one with the Christmas trees, and all of a sudden you realize that you are the warmth and you have just caused a forest fire, and you just caused a forest fire.
Period. Me being my own biggest enemy. I'm the
Also,
problem,
I don't know
it's
why I
me.
just that gets me when it's just, you stand at the front door of acres of trees, the trees you've heard people call Christmas trees.
I don't know why that's so funny to you either, because I remember you told me that when the book
It's
came
just,
out.
I think it's just something that scratches my brain. Oh.
Weirdo. Nobody has their brain scratched.
Whoa.
What's next?
You're my only.
It's
It's definitely about NOML. LOYL.
Hello, my life.
Yeah.
Is it?
I would say so, considering an excerpt.
No, it's about me. Self-love.
Oh my god, that's so beautiful.
Self-love.
Oh,
Yeah.
period. You should read it then.
All right. Guys, love yourselves.
Love yourselves is truly one of the best things you can do.
I know, it's not that easy, but do it.
Yeah.
This is called You're My Only. Mm.
Oh, that actually just makes me want to cry because I forgot it was about yourself and not someone else. Word.
Our connection goes farther than simply love, so far beyond. You are my person, I'm your person. You're my only, I'm your only. We're in this together. I'll keep you closer than a friend from now on because I trust you now, and I know just how much louder you are than all of the other sounds. It's me I should help. That means you too.
That hits.
You.
That fucking
Reference to
hits.
Bird when I said it's me I should help. Because in Bird when I was like, and
Yeah.
I think it's me I should help. Bored of that actually.
Love that.
Love the sentiment. Obsessed with the sentiment.
Yeah.
Despise the way I projected it out to the world. You are my person. I'm your person. Bitch, I'm the same
That's
individual.
cute though.
Sure.
Okay, should we wait?
It's fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Work. It's saying that we've low disk space, so if we cut out again, we'll be back, but I might have to sort that out.
Are
Anyways,
we recording?
yeah.
Sigue bailando. That's not what I wanted to say. I didn't want to say that. I wanted to say what did I want to say?
Oh, I know.
Oh, si pongo ale azúcar mi gente. What does that
Anyways,
mean? Tell me what. Oh, that was so loud. Sorry, guys.
I know.
Si pongo ale azúcar mi gente. Anyway.
I have this to say. We're back. We took a break to go get some coffee.
We went for coffee. I don't know the rest. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know anybody's songs.
Wow.
I don't know your songs. I know.
Now I know what it's like to break up with you because that's happening right now. Right.
Wake up.
But getting on to the next poem.
Fucking criminal.
It's called What It's Like to Dream of You. Ellipses.
I think I liked this one. I think this is about
That's
the
not what
love of my
ellipses is.
life.
I meant colon. Nope. I meant the dot and
No,
the dot.
yeah, that's a colon.
Oh yeah, colon. So it's like What It's Like to Dream of You, and then this is What It's Like to Dream of You, apparently. Not of you, of whoever this is about.
Of Lamel.
The time comes every night where I blow out the candles, mourn the morning gone, my eyes close with hope, and I beg for rest that night until morning song.
Would I ever get a night's sleep? Shit.
Short films of me and you project onto the blacks of my eyes. Colors dance that I didn't know existed until the play button was pressed for me. I'm conscious in a trance that I didn't think could tell me stories that hadn't been written earlier. You reach out to touch, but I feel nothing when your fingers trace my lips. A mirror of day. And I reach out to touch, but I'm woken to nothing, and my fingers linger on imagining your skin. Now that
Ew.
is that
My
game.
fingers linger on imagining your cunt. I like that.
Can I read another one?
Yeah, what's this one?
Sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed flies. It's sun-bleached flies.
Well, this one's called Sun-kissed.
Oh, I think this is about... Oh, I think this one's... Oh, I don't like this one.
Sometimes I come up with the ugliest laughs. Okay, Sun-kissed. I find myself, boy, thinking I can still feel the touch of your soft your soft, supple, tender face. Your baby boy beard, freshly shorn. I know what this is about. For me, I thought I'd done it for you. The feeling of your fingers interlacing with my fingers, dancing a choreography needless of movement, while one hand rested on my thigh, high tips of flourishing grass,
Oh, I do like this one.
dew-dipped and well-fed, tickling my exposed calf. The taste of her sun-kissed sexes being just that itself, or sexes existing as they were, are, and always will be, boy.
I would love to thank you for the affection you show me that I hadn't been shown before, the tenderness you held me in that I hadn't felt before. But call me yours and I will run away. Ti amami tu es.
Ti amamo tu escapero via.
Not from you, but from this.
Forgot what that means, but it's Italian.
So,
I know exactly what it means. It means the line before.
Don't
know why I
Slay
done
to that. I remember that. I don't know who that's about.
That's about.
It's a sweet little poem.
It's about my
actually.
first kiss.
Yeah.
It's about my first kiss. Sorry. Really sorry and regretful for the way that I also handled that situation. Listen, I was not a smart teenager.
You were a teenager. That's the point. But I
listen,
do like
we
that
follow
one.
each other on Instagram. We like each other's posts. It's fine. In fact, we've had conversations. But
Oh
my
Maybe
god!
you'll like rekindle your love in your 40s or something.
You know, that's actually what I was thinking of as well. This is called fraud. Oh god. What's this one about? I think this might be about bristly clueless man.
Oh.
I can't remember though. We'll discover. Fraud. My lusts are gum, delicious and soft, but bland after a while. My lusts are toys, playful and sexy, but bland after a while. Why are they so easy to fall in love with then? Oh, it's about men. Is it because they can turn me from quenched to a parched thing with a simple single eyes blink? That doesn't make sense. Oh, it does. With a simple single eyes blink. Is it because they can turn me into a sensitive and sensual thing without a single second to think? It hurts when you're alive and all you can say for yourself is a story of lies and failed love. Deceit from heaven above. I'm sorry you lied to me. I'm sorry you liked me. I'm sorry you gave me expectations to believe. I don't fall in love with you. I fall in love with the icing on you. I fall in love with the carefully chosen words. I fall in love with the undiscovered worlds that your hands trail when you touch my back. I fall in love with the lust between your legs that we both so desperately want attached to one another. So damn right I'll say a story about lies and failed love and deceit from heaven above. I'm sorry you lied to me. I'm sorry you liked me. I'm sorry you gave me expectations to believe. I'm sorry it took me so long to see my corpse begging, praying at your feet, dreaming about dreams while you're preying on my needs, stealing me from sleep. I don't fall in love with you, perplexed thing. That's a lie. I do fall in love with you. You're a man.
That is so truly relatable from like a queer, like gay little twink.
Not the last two poems being faggoty.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so true. It's so true.
I think I wrote those when my brother came out to my dad for me. Purely mistakes. Purely mistakes. I forgive him for that. Do I? Who knows?
Soz, we had to cut something. But
got a bit too personal there. I'm gonna read the next two and then I'll give it to you.
sure.
Could not tell you at all what this one is about.
Can we just say that? Have you noticed that every time we read one, at the start you're like, could not tell you, then two lines and you're like, oh, I know.
Yeah, but this one I don't think I'm gonna know. There's also a word in there that I don't know the meaning to.
Can we order the food off your iPad?
Yeah,
Okay, work.
but just do it in a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't want
I almost ordered McDonald's last night drunkenly with your card. And
I
then I did order it and it was fucking horrible.
I was gonna say I only would have been upset not that you used my card, but that you used my card for McDonald's.
So can I use your card for anything else in the future? Thanks.
Guys,
Guys, you heard it here first. This is called
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Bacchanalia. Now real quick, ask Siri what Bacchanalia means. And then maybe I can contextualize.
I remember we looked it up yesterday.
Yeah, I can't remember. That was today.
Bacchanalia. It's from a Roman festival of like an ancient god. It just means a lot of, isn't it just a lot of like dirty activities and like
Something,
raunchy stuff?
yeah, for
I'll look it
sure.
up anyway. Bacchanalia.
BACC.
Yeah.
HAN.
I got it.
LIA.
A Roman festival of Bacchus celebrating with dancing, song, and revelry. Yeah, so it's just like all like partying and debauchery kind of vibe.
Bacchus is then.
It's Bacchus is like I think it's a Roman god, or maybe it's a Roman culture thing. Let's look it up. What's Bacchus? Bacchus is a god of wine and pleasure. Yeah, so it was all about like debauchery and like pleasure and stuff.
I think this is another stand up for something. We have rights. I think that's
yes, it was because I remember it being like wild and there was whipping and going on.
It's about man hate. I've never written something about hating a man before. Well, I lied to you. I did. I literally just read one line and I was like, oh, I remember what this is about. Okay.
About like hating men.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
very funny.
this-
I got so scared for a second because I thought you wrote it about Miss Andrew and I was like, why would you do that?
About what?
Misandry.
Educate me.
Oh, it's not. No, it's the term that, like, I don't even know who coins it, but it's the term for, it's misogyny for men, but it's like not really a thing because it's institutional, blah 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 blah.
No, come on. And who built up that system?
Man.
Anyways, this is called Bacchanalia. Children rage in an epic of passion. This is where I learned the word epic, I guess.
Oh, here we go.
Children rage in an epic of passion, with good or bad or adiaphorous intentions. Exhilarated to death by the sense of change and dancing into action on a blue lit stage. Oh my god, I remember this, actually. I really did like it because in my head it was all on stage. It was all like a stage play. Bursting with fire and the hope for a day that their terror and pain will fade away. While the men in suits gape at their prey, women, no flesh, who are theirs to take. With their... obviously in context, I don't think women are just humps of flesh.
Yeah, it's part of the poem,
Women, no flesh, who are theirs to take, with their singles and their cheers and their greed for more, an orgy of gluttony to validate the whore who spreads her legs and spills the best blood of her enemies over her breasts. Bacchanalia, Saturnalia, Lupercalia, a show where the sluts are whipped and the damaged ignored. They hurt Mother Earth and pull out her limbs, rip her apart at the seams of her skin. Children rage in an epic of fright and lose their lives in their attempts to fight the men in suits who took their last bite because Mother Earth gifted them with eternal night. Now, Mother Earth gifting men with eternal night, as in men are the worst.
Yeah.
Fuck men.
Men. Hey,
no. Unless you're an ice man.
You're immediately going back on your point.
Yeah. That one is so aggressive.
I remember it being like one of the like harshest ones.
What do you mean an
just,
orgy
like, so
of
aggressive.
gluttony to validate the whore who spreads her legs and spills the best? It's so funny that it's ripping on men from the POV of men.
Yeah.
Am I a man?
That's not for me to answer.
Who am I? And when? This next one I remember you really liked. My problem with this one, not that it's bad or anything, it doesn't sound like it was written by me, and it also doesn't fit in the book at all.
The next one you're about to read?
No, that one, Bacchanalia.
Yeah, it's a very different vibe to all of them.
Yeah. This one I remember you liked, and I liked too because it's one sentence and it's really short. It's called Piercing Scars.
Fuck off. No, this is the perfect example of if you can get like, this is what I love about like these little small one-liners. Same with songs or lyrics. It's like that metaphor is so clever, and the fact that that's the whole poem is so like, it's such a fucking good metaphor.
I think I remember writing this and being like, I don't want to do anything else. It's perfect.
No, it's so good. Please read. Oh yes, this is one of my favorite poems in the book actually.
That's so
it's
fair.
It's so cool.
You know what? Actually,
so
same.
clever.
Piercing scars. I hate how long it took for me to realize that I could have gotten a tattoo or a piercing to feel pain for fun, but instead I fell in love with you over and over, and you're still not here. What?
It's such a good like.
What?
That's so good.
What? That's something I'd write now, which is kind of sickening. That was good.
Slayed.
I like that one. You. This one is kind of long. It's called Harbor. I'll let you read this one, Fag.
Okay, work.
Use your voice.
I read it silently. Harbor.
Oh, I think I like this one. This one might be about self-love as well.
Still recovering from
Piercing scars.
Period.
Piercing scars was cool.
Harbor. You just came out from a pool of paradise and pleasure and exuberance. The abundance of drops of ebullience dance on your brilliant skin. You believe that nothing will refashion. Why would it? You're so euphoric, golden from the exultant milk hugging your body. No need to rework. However, naturally, nature has duplicitous ways to find our weakest spots.
I liked that one.
Ingenious. No, it's not even ingenious. Ingenious? That looks wrong.
Show me.
I don't know. I think the word is right. It just doesn't feel like.
Show me.
It spells INGENIOUS.
Yeah, ingenious.
Yeah, that's just.
Oh,
I feel like it
don't
should be
think
spelled wrong.
I think it's INGENIUS.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Well, ingenuous routines to destroy our blissful defense, but only tersely. Another tersely appearance.
Bitch, get over it.
If you could choose not to feel, would you? If the joy would just vanish before your eyes like a magic trick, blameless. You may have never wanted to feel in the first place, correct? Mutilated thing, feel for you. Nobody else can. Do not kill off the anguish and hurt and misery, because too the glee and joy and love will be murdered. What a waste. Believe that you are you. There's one, and that's all. Shield it, mind it, be your own harbor. I really like the sentiment of that.
I really like that. I'm gonna.
I loved that one. It's when I got to blameless. Fuck blameless.
Blameless. I want to look up a poem because this reminds me of a poem I think about a lot. It was in a book I read before about because that I think first that stanza is so important. The whole don't kill off the whatever, because that whole thing of blocking out all the hurt, and also, or the opposite way around, like not feeling the joy in case
purposefully blocking out the joy.
It reminds me of this poem that I always think of it because I think it's a really good metaphor as well. I'm just trying to remember who was it by. It was like an older poem. Wait, okay.
Also, is it just me, or did poetry stop being written the second that the 90s ended and there was nothing between 2000 and 2015?
Absolutely right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna write a poem.
No,
in
poems stopped being written after like the 70s.
No, you're wrong.
Well,
the way you looked at your fucking, well, it was very gay dad of you.
I'm not gay.
Oh, I can't wait to see you like with a child. The look.
Yes. It's called The Guest House by Jalaluddin Rumi. I'm probably butchering that, but anyways, it's The Guest House. So let me read this out because it has the same. I think that's such an important thing, and this is a poem that's very similar to that concept of that stanza. So let me read it out.
I'm gonna wank while you do that.
That's a lot.
Wank, disgusting.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. The guest house. Yeah. So this being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. It's beautiful.
Fucking beautiful.
But like that's what it reminds me of. It's like that whole concept of that, and that, I just wanted to read that poem.
Just feel the good.
Yeah,
let yourself feel the good.
It's surprisingly hard, but it's so worth it.
Do it. You can read this one too.
Oh yes, there will be casualties.
Yes, there will. Ew, what do we kind of harmonize?
My heart goes out to you is called this one, but it's in quotes. So
my heart goes out to you. Oh my god!
Oh, I forgot about this. Oh.
I forgot about this one too.
Oh no, this one is so sad and beautiful.
The love of my life. Again.
The LOML. And this was also, yeah, we don't have to go to this situation, but I remember this was at like a hard time, I think, for you, and
who knows?
If I remember correctly.
Let's see.
But it's a really sweet poem anyway.
Let's see how affected I get. How many goosebumps, or if you're British, goose flesh, huh?
Goose pimples.
Goose pimples.
Flesh.
Yeah, goose flesh is a thing as well.
Okay, that's awful.
My goosebumps so hard I'm going to turn to brick. Anyway.
This is my heart goes out to you. You said to me, stay as still as possible and cry as much as you want. You have earned every tear. My heart goes out to you. I knew you were nice, but I didn't think that you could think of such a nice thing to say. You told me that I'm worth more than a facade. I'd never heard that before. I knew you cared, but I didn't think that you would think such a nice thing of me. Ow, 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 ow.
I really miss him. I actually, really unironically, I saw a book today in a bookshop. It was a poetry book by somebody of the same name as this person, and I almost fucking lost it. I was like, how traumatizing would it be if this was a book by him? Anyway.
You can read the next one. It's of a mother and her boy, and it's 3 pages long.
Oh god, not 3 pages.
And the next one after that is going to be real.
Okay. But of a mother and her boy is about how Doja Cat famously once said in her song Woman,
before this woman came out, you predicted it.
Yeah. I can't even remember. Anyways, it's about how people can often disregard a mother's love because it's so important.
But it's so like something we take for granted.
Something, yeah, we take for granted for sure. Yeah. And it's kind of like a love letter to motherhood, just like how much like I genuinely adore and appreciate mothers.
Yeah.
But also an apology to my own mother for never showing her that. LOL. Listen, poetry and like art as like an expression is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Truly.
Of a mother and her boy. It's specifically about my baby brother Harry. Tiny
I do remember
when he was a wee baby.
A wee baba. I saw
a picture of me and Harry when he was a baby. Harry's my younger brother, by the way. Harry when he was a baby and I was holding him and I was feeding him his bottle. And like that immediately, because like I see him fucking running around the gaff screaming, shitting on the couch and everything. Like me feeding him a bottle is crazy, but it was the comparison of his hand to mine is insane. He had such fucking teeny tiny baby hands.
Sure, I remember when he was still well, because he was born when I was friends with you.
Do you know what I mean? Weird that he was a baby.
Yeah,
I can't fathom that. Anyway,
I can.
how they grow up so fast. Oh, his birthday is before mine. Cunt. Of a mother and her boy. How he clutches her arms like she's all he knows, and how she holds him so tight like he's all she has left. They radiate beams of light from their love held so close that knows no harm. A mother's love is impenetrable, unbothered, impermeable. The gentle beds of his soft hands hold bulbs unbloomed of dreams and opportunity. Her hands, calloused and experienced, hold waterfalls of vines of knowledge and belief. A mother's love is unforgettable, and as she shows no signs of need for reciprocation, the child will learn to regret the moments not lived in, not loved. It isn't a bad thing, but it isn't easy when dwelt on. Epics of passing common things that no one seems to recognize, the hold of a hand on a busy road, the zip of a jacket on a wintry day. The child will learn to regret the moments not lived in, not loved, until they appear again in times dire, times of lost answers. I'd love to speak with her again. As we drove down the growing country road, singing songs and beaming bright, love filled my heart, free. I sit on my blistering windowsill and talk to the moon in silent conversations. She doesn't reply. La Luna is far too busy worrying about the seas, as we spent so long neglecting il mare. Why is there so much Italian in this book? Like a boy with as we spent so long neglecting the sea, as a boy with a mother's moments. And when I sit on my windowsill, tea in one hand, hope and needs for some intoxication to stimulate eradication in the other, I wish for the simpler times again. I watch cars pass at night and see myself in them with her again, singing our songs, laughing our laughs, and loving the lives of those moments. I cry at the inescapable guilt. The moment is gone and I wonder if she's alright, but I remember that a mother's love is impenetrable, unbothered, impermeable. Love mothers.
Yeah, it's
mothers
such a sweet
are
poem.
so strong.
This next poem also,
I
you
could
need
genuinely
to read.
just like the concept of motherhood makes me
The concept
so
of
fragile.
motherhood and womanhood and
Makes me so fragile. I could fucking sob
Ugh.
for years. Genuinely.
yeah.
God. Fuck. This is called Jane Doe and I
yeah,
in the
you
Woods.
definitely
This,
should read
for
this.
context, TW
trigger warning for
is
suicide.
about a very close friend that I had who took her own life. And rip, love you, girl. Bitch, I know she'd be turning in her grave laughing at me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
dumbass. Love you. Her name was Jane. And there's another poem in my second book called Jane.
Yeah.
And a few fucking weeks ago, a band that I used to love, I found a song of theirs called Jane. And it's so poignant. And it makes me so sad. Anyway,
This
happy
is a
sad.
really nice poem as well.
this is... Oh, God. So aggressive. Immediately. Jane Doe and I in the Woods. You are dead. Dead. That's what you are now. Buried beneath the soil and peat, a brand new home in the ground 6 feet. But there are times when you weren't. The summer sun shone on our dew-dripping backs. The arrival of my dreams freeing us, even in your departure from what you were unsure about, Jane. Our uncaged legs run, refusing to look back until the seemingly endless dream is done, healing all your own sutures from what you were sure you could trust. Bye.
That's just a nice, like, it's just a little nice poem about that.
The one that I have in my
It's, like,
next
so
book
personal, I
is
feel like.
so much better.
Yeah,
So
but
much more expressive of what I actually feel.
I think that's just such a nice little kind of memento.
Would love to know what this one is about. Oh! I do know. You can read this one. It's called When I Kept on Living.
Okay.
When I chose to keep on living. Guys!
Oh,
things
it's
are
a long
getting
one.
very real.
When I kept on living. You were a song that I sang with pride, and just until my voice died away, unlike our loved thing. With the thousands of versions of me and the... I remember this moment. With the thousands of versions of me and the thousands versions of you who gathered by the cliff's edge to watch us fly high. In all of the universes and all of the realities, in all of the galaxies and all of the stories, this is the one that seems fixed. For now at least. But hold on to it eagerly, desperate thing, and don't let go of it. When the crowds run and tramples the lavender and rose, and dahlia and daffodil, unknowingly causing the downfall of themselves or selves. Quiet now, sweet thing, be still. I know you're upset. Of course you are. But you can be healed. And real doesn't have to feel like a nightmare to your eyes. Like a knife in the heart, like a bullet to the head. Like the message from one loved to say their final salute. Frame the picture of the dying leaves that slowly drift from your branches. Admire it now and again in epics of sorrow. And wells full of drought, and grow from it more leaves, new leaves, and until they leave, keep them close and be with them merry. It's the least you could do for the thousands of versions of me, and thousands of versions of you, and the thousands of versions of you who gathered by the cliff's edge to watch us fly high, who have not yet jumped because they believe in outcome, and will be waiting for you, and will be waiting for me. With handfuls of lavender and rose and dahlia and daffodil, trampled or untrampled, like the horse who runs from the war, for they believe in redemption, and they know what we can, and they know that we can, and they know that we will grow into the juiciest version of me and the juiciest version of you, who deserve each other and can start over if we so choose to start over. Start the song and sing the silence before the sorrow and the hurt. You are loved, desperate thing. Love you too. I almost started crying.
I think I'm crying. That one's really sweet. Oh my god, I'm crying.
Yeah, that one's really
so
sweet.
but,
I
like,
forgot about that because I remembered it as soon as the thousands of versions of you line, and I was like, oh right, so here we are.
What do you
You
mean?
sick fuck getting me to read that.
What do you mean?
Oh, that is a really
one's
beautiful
so
poem.
sweet.
I feel like that's kind of explanatory in a sense
'Cause
about what that's about.
I wrote that for Amy. If you guys
Oh,
don't
I
know,
thought it was about something else, but now it's even worse.
No, it's about my best friend. Love you.
I can't think of anything.
I can't believe that made me cry.
Oh wow. It's really. It's such a
Wait, pause the
beautiful
recording
poem.
really quick because I must tell you something funny about Amy.
Okay. Okay, sorry, we're back.
That one made me sad.
That one made me happy.
That one made me happy sad. Yeah. Fuck.
Fucking hell. Oh.
I just wish somebody else had written that so I could cry at it and be like, "Aw," rather than me crying at my own poetry and being like, "Aw."
Okay, I'm gonna.
What's this one?
No. Oh, okay. I'll read. Can I read the next one because it's short, and then you can read the one after that because it's like 3 pages.
Oh god.
This
yeah.
next one is just.
Yeah, the closer to
small,
the
tiny
end
one.
of the book we got, the longer the. I mean, the last one's like 7 pages long.
You can definitely read the last one, obviously, because it's like the last one, and it's yeah. Anyways, autumnal is this one.
Oh, I liked autumnal.
Yeah, I'm sitting under a pink sky, admiring your honey tears that paint your face in autumn. The cotton candy clouds above the chocolate-covered strawberry leaves create the landscape of love that the outside adore. That's just
Jesus
a cute little
Christ.
poem, and it's very like imagery filled.
That was so descriptive. Fuck.
It's descriptive, Lynn. You can read the next one.
So descriptive, but what does it mean?
Oh,
Give it to me. Oh god, what's this one?
I
Is it-
remember the title has something triggered within me that like I feel like
I love this one.
yeah, it's sweet. Oh, I remember what it's about.
I do love this one. This is also about the love of my life.
It's the
and
one where you. This
one
is
of
one of
the
my
most-
favorites you've written
Yeah.
because the metaphor that you use in the imagery is so like it's so nice. Oh, it's so cool.
This and the next one are about the Lommel. The next one is sad to me. But this one is actually really nice, and it's really like actually expressive of how I felt for him, like properly. Because all the other ones are like, "You're nice and I like you a lot." This one's like, "Shit, you've done a lot for me, and I really appreciate it."
Mingin.
Home.
Ming energy.
It's called Home, which is fucking scary.
Ew.
I'm scared.
And before you read that, can I just say, if you haven't checked out episode 30 we did with Ali, I found this clip and I put it up on Instagram. Go follow our Instagram. It's a joke pod.
What did you think of that?
Because I was on Instagram and I
Right.
was like, I just have this habit of like going on my phone, but not because I'm not listening. I just like, it's like a, anyways,
No,
whatever.
that's fair.
But I just end up just checking Instagram, and I remember I put this up on our story. It's so when we were recording the podcast, Ali, we were talking about Mario, and there's this 10-second clip of we all do like Mario impressions, but they're all really good, and it's within like 10
Listen,
seconds.
If you talk,
And
if you
it's so
next time you
funny.
see William, just talk to him and ask him about my Mario impression because
Yeah.
I always do Mario impressions.
Okay, listen to this.
He says, wahoo! Let's go! He tries to go down your ass like a pipe. It's me, Mario!
That's crazy.
All of that in 10
one is
seconds.
crazy.
Listen to episode 30 with Ali if you want more of that. Anyways, getting back to it.
Oh no!
Oh,
What the fuck? That was good. I wish I could do Yoshi though. Oh! You can also do Toad.
Oh god. What does Toad say?
He just says, "Ah."
Well, like, give me like something to say in Toad.
Sing Ceilings by Lizzie McAlpine and Toad.
Ceilings plastered, but it's over.
Okay, anyways.
This is called Home. If you would be so kind as to fall in love with me.
Just rip off, don't we?
If you would be so kind, which you have been before, let you reach out to touch me. Let me step inside your door. Thank God that's the only part of this poem that rhymes. You've unveiled many paths for me, so what's one more? Just kidding. You've unveiled many paths for me, so what's one more? Let me build a home inside of you, and I will live there evermore. This is where it stops rhyming. If I had the opportunity, I would crawl into you, and I would let your capillaries touch my thirsty veins and arteries. Let them become one, in a fever dream of joint constellations. I'd walk through your vessels, make a living room in your brain, and when I'd turn on the lamp, I'd see through your autumn eyes. And you can achieve. I'd help you achieve. I'd travel to your heart. I'd hang all of my art on your autumn-coloured walls, and the vanilla-scented candles would be the aroma of my slumber. Your heart would be my bedroom, and I could rest assured, knowing... Oh, whoops. Your heart would be my bedroom, and I could rest assured that it would beat only for me, for now. If I ask nicely, or even if not, you let me sit in the garden. Your hands, delicate digits that hold nature's greatest gifts. The people and the things you touch mustn't realize how lucky they are to be touched by such delicate, gentle, and beautiful flowers. I'd run on the bridges that connect the gardens to the mountains, your shoulders, and crawl into the cave, your mouth, and plunge deep into its pools, your stomach. In there I could think, I could talk, I could sing. There wouldn't be a need for furniture, for when I'd talk, I'd only be lonely and alone with you. I'd stay a sec and learn your passages, your corridors, your thoughts, and I'd hug the air you breathe in, the breezes you breathe out, as they paint the atmosphere in and around your omnipotent self. The honey and cocoa powder waterfall that wraps around the shell would keep intruders out and let loved ones, lovers, friends, and newcomers in. I'd fix them some tea, maybe a light snack, and we could travel through the cave and over the mountains right around the bridges to stargaze on your back. When all becomes too much, I would lie on your nape. Your neck is as comfortable as the touch from your hands of Eden. Your scent is divine. It's mine. When I'm ready, when I learn to happily move on, I'd spread my wings and fly like you taught me to, and I, myself, will become real estate, a home for someone who loves me too, whether I know it or not.
That whole poem conceptually is just so beautiful, because it's really like the fact that you make the whole long-running metaphor about just climbing inside someone and being so comfortable with someone that like their body is like this it's such a like lovely, like just sweet like metaphor. It's so nice.
I do really like that one. I also just fucking love the idea of like fucking when I learn to happily move on,
I'll become
I
real
myself
estate.
will become real estate, bitch.
Oh, bitch.
Stunning.
Bitch. I also forgot, because Stay a Sec is a reference to another poem, and I forgot about that.
That one's coming up right after these messages. Right after this one, which is called Friends.
Work.
I guess I wrote this about my friends. Ew. I'll step out of my cage if you're on the outside, and I'll rip out the last page, but you know I've tried to perfect it all. But I'll pretend it all never happened, if you say so, and I'll start again and again and again until the sour taste of the bleak end sends me flying in a frenzy to my pillow below, and we're left to die alone in the afterglow. What the fuck is that about?
I remember being confused about that, because I know there is one about friends that you told me was about friends, but I don't know if it was
That's
that.
Hummingbirds.
Yeah.
Which is also coming up next. What the fuck is that one about?
I don't think that is about friends, actually.
I'll rip out the last page, but you know I've tried to perfect it all. Oh my god, this is about Clueless.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Forgot there were so much poems about him in this.
Bitch, and we're left to die alone in the afterglow? What do you mean the afterglow?
By Driver Era.
Oh no, she goes, the way she knows, she's leaving me in afterglow. Y'all, do yourself a favor and listen to the Driver Era. Fuck off, so good. Okay, I'll read this one and you can read the next few.
Okay.
This is Stay a Sec. It's about the Lommel. I want to say it's the last one about him in this book.
But
it's probably not. But this one was emotional for me for a very, very strong reason, and it's something I think about to this day.
Oh, I forgot. I just remember the actual specific situation.
This is why I can't listen to Hostage by Billie Eilish.
Oh, right.
Because this feels right. So stay a sec. Shut the fuck up, Billy. Get out of my head. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Stay a sec. December 19th. The more that you look at me, the more that I want to be back in that place from years ago. Myself wrapped in your chest, your chin on my hair, the light on your lips, my hands on your hips, my hands your hips. Stay a sec, you said, and I did. But had I known that just a sec would have had such an effect, I would have frozen time so a sec could last forever like it does in my mind. Now your autumn eyes are further away, and that endless sec is left so far behind. Thank you for what you've done.
Finished, done, finished, done.
When I tell y'all he was the love of my life, I fucking
the
mean it.
LOML carved into your heart and will never remove the scars.
And who do you think you
And
are?
you don't want to, so.
Running around.
Now, this one's actually cute as well. Because this is about friends, I think, right?
This one's actually, I think, about friends nicely.
Yeah, hummingbirds is what it's called. I think that we are hummingbirds, flying distractedly, and what drew us close wasn't the fact that we sang a similar song that became one. It was that the universe was abundant in song, but for a reason escaping, you wanted to listen to mine.
Beautiful.
Hummingbirds don't care about a hummingbird song, and who hears it is meaningless in bleakness. But when I listen to your melody and love it fervently, you must understand that it holds volume. Don't take that away with your listless dismissal and thoughts so dismal. Someone's listening to you.
Bitch! And the way that my next book starts with a poem called Is Anyone Listening?
What a beautiful poem.
Shut the fuck up. That one's actually quite nice.
That's really pretty.
I think this next one is about friendship as well.
Cosmos?
Maybe.
No, it's sad, so it's definitely not. It's
no,
about
I think it
love.
is.
Oh wait, it was, but it was about the ending, I think, of a friendship or something.
Probably.
I'll read it. Cosmos. When two orbits meet and explode in purple sound, the very cosmos drips and pops in harmonious loud. When different harmonies mingle and the orbits become one, a color pop of disarray flows into streams that run off into oceans of memory and long-lived moments. But unfortunately, the cosmos will drip away and become an empty void. There will be nothing left. One orbit will fizzle away and the other will be left alone to drown in the emptiness. That got so dark so fast.
It did. Is there any, like, paragraph breaks? Is it just one?
But the paragraph break was between memory.
Oh, there
and
is a
long.
paragraph break. Okay.
Unfortunately, it's like where the new paragraph starts.
I thought it was just one, and I was like, why did it just change in the middle?
Yeah, no, the bit changes.
Much like friendship does sometimes. Elliot, get out of my house.
Oh, I remember who this one was about. Stranger Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So this was well, you don't say it, but it was about someone
Clueless.
else. It was about like a. No.
Was it?
Yeah. No, you knew not. This
I
was
now
just about like
remember
a
who
chance
this is
encounter
about.
moment.
Chance encountered moment. I had a crush on this guy for such a long time, and I just like never approached it because I was like, he's definitely straight. Turns out he's currently to this day still obsessed with me, and it's so funny. It's so funny. Could never. What a plot twist that was. Do you know what I mean?
Stranger Eyes. I caught a glimpse of your stranger eyes 5 years ago, but I didn't think of it. A passing moment where the flies had parted and the rise of the sun reached its high. But I didn't.
Not the fucking backtrack.
But I didn't think of it. I was otherwise preoccupied. However, freshly I met your stranger eyes again, but this time a new moment became. The stranger eyes stuck with me. Powder blue, sky blue, baby blue, a whole new experience in my itching head. How can unexplored...
Bitch lice.
How can unexplored skin keep me awake at night? Why do nameless glances from your stranger eyes remove all consideration from the chalkboard? Why does the knowledge so undiscovered, dusted with haze, enchant me and take me from same to a daze? In that moment, the fresh one, stranger, you made the rise of the sun reach its high. I felt the flowers flourish in my forgotten mind. I saw the clouds part to let the sunlight start to shine into my heart. Art made of your freckles, painted in my head, hands wrapped in hands, love reciprocated. A veil of future, hope and excitement. The touch of your familiar warmth, the taste of your kiss, left in my teeth, like the crystalline honey dried on a pancake.
Ugh.
I want you to know, stranger. I want to know you, stranger. I want to cherish you. I admire you every day. We're both going the same way. But I yearn to be recognized by you. Senses requisite to me.
That's kind of stunning.
Yeah, it's kind of slay.
I wish it were about somebody else though. That's so funny.
Which is left? Because I know we're almost at the. Oh yeah, we still have a few more before the, big poem at the end. Forgot about the beauty of letting things go. I really like that one. That's coming up in a minute.
Oh my god! I keep getting the beauty of letting things go mixed up with the fear of losing something beautiful. What? The same poem.
Can I read this one and then come back to you?
Yeah.
This one's called Butterflies.
Sun bleach flies, butterflies.
Certainly not that butterflies.
Butterflies will break your heart.
Butterflies.
Someday soon, my friend, your hands will flutter.
Oh wait, this one's a tongue twister.
Okay. Someday soon, my friends, your hands will flutter. They will flutter and land on the body of someone else. They will flutter when you first kiss. They will flutter when you cry. They will flutter like mine. When I knuckle another wall or neglect another meal, they will flutter when you touch her. And her heart will flutter too, and your stomach will flutter too. And I'd like to think that even though I won't know, I'll know, and I'll flutter for you. Fucking hell, that was a lot of flutter.
Wait for me, bitch, because that one is
I remember this, yeah. And not out of jealousy, not out of pain, but out of exuberance. I will flutter because you love like I loved. I will flutter because her voice sounds like butter, and you love the sound of her voice as she spreads it in your mouth. And I'll love it for you.
Wait, slay.
Your hands will flutter when you fear your worst, that you're losing her. It's okay, you're okay, don't worry, you're alright. You'll flutter because you think she's gone. But she'll come back, and she'll flutter because she's sorry, and you'll flutter because you love her, even if you're too afraid to come out from your cocoon. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, the wings you gave me will spread, and instead of fluttering for you, I'll flutter for someone who flutters for me too.
This was...
I really actually like the amount of flutter in there.
I do like that one. That was a play on home. It was me kind of like accepting the fact that me and the love of my life will never be together.
Yeah.
And it's
really sweet though. It's such a nice sentiment.
I really liked that.
Oh, the me for me is the one that you're thinking about. That's the tongue twister.
That one I thought was a tongue twister because the amount of flutters and flutters.
Oh right,
and
but there is the one where it's
shudders.
like the me and you for me for you for me and you.
This makes sense to me, I guess.
Okay, this is
What's
the next
this
one. Maybe this is one of my other favorites as
the
well.
beauty of letting
That's
things
definitely up there for me.
Oh yeah.
The beauty of letting things go. It's just such a nice. That's what an example. We were talking about titles earlier. That's a really good example for me. Example I really like of how the title like fits in so well, and it's like, oh, slay.
That's some of my newer poems I really love the titles of.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean wine? Hey.
Stay tuned at the end of this episode to hear Wine, one of Connor's new poems. Anyways,
this is called The Beauty of Letting Things Go. Distance is a quiet thing, but I need to hear it. Be the autumn I see in your eyes. Show me how beautiful it is to let things go. Like the leaves from the trees that gently float in the breeze, I need to let you go. You're an idea in my mind. A bewildering thing, I know. You'd never understand, so just turn me into a leaf and fill me with the belief in the beauty of letting things go.
it's so like nice, and I love how that end line, it ties so well into the poem title. It's so cool.
I remember I really liked that one because of the whole autumnize metaphor and the fact that I was like, then fucking be autumn
and leaves,
shed the fucking leaves, bitch. Let me let you go. Oh god, this one is also about a different boy. Number 5 of the book. Please, number 5 of the book.
Who?
Come on,
Give me like a keyword, location or something. Sorry for the. Oh my god, we only have like so little space left, so I think it's just gonna line up in time.
That's so
hopefully.
The location,
sorry for the amount of
to give you a
cuts, but
hint.
we just had to.
To give you a hint of who this
I
is
know
about.
who it is. That's why we had to cut.
No, this one is fucking confusing as all hell, and I don't think I'll be able to read it properly without stumbling. It's also long. It's called Me for Me. Mask for Mask.
I really like this because it's like the tongue twistery one as well.
I'm at the bank and I feel the pull. I mean the river bank, not the money bank.
You only wish.
Bitch, poor. I'm at the bank and I feel the pull. Sooner or later I won't be able to come back from this, so for now I'll recognize it, but please don't expect much more. I can't do that yet. Do you like me, or do I like you? Or do I like the idea of liking you? I could talk and start a spark, but in the end, what would that do? Would you know me for me and you, or you to me for you? And would it all be a waste? Do I know me for me, and would you like to too? Because I'd like to know you, but where would I begin? I suppose the best first step is to avoid distancing myself, but that's a defense I hold for myself, for yourself. That word you said to me, beautiful. Oh, I remember that. That word you said to me, beautiful, it made me tingle. But you, my body filled with honey instead of the familiar anxiety. And the me for me I thought I could be buckled under the weight of my heart growing 3 times too big, the Grinch. Here I go again. And it's the eyes again. Your eyes made me tingle too. A terror to you, perhaps. Oops. But I'm an earthworm in an epic of glee, and earthworms don't worry about the me for me that I hope you see. But it hurts to be back here again, earthworm or not, thinking the lot. I think of me there, and you there, and us there. I said it, I want it. Your eyes, as blue as they seemed, felt yellow and green, and seemed to plead to talk and learn, and to know and to grow. The flow of the honey pouring out of my fingers, my mouth, our mouths, dance a dance. But something is left out, the reality, the truth, the me for me, the you for you. Two different beings, true or untrue. Bitch, that was
I need like one of those like flow, like those
so much to take in.
crime scene investigation movie montages where I connect the
No,
things with
literally.
string to figure out. Talk about preposition use,
Do you know
bitch.
what I mean? That in like, to make a fucking long story short, after putting a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass, that was about a person that I liked, but I didn't know properly at the time. But we had some interactions, and then I ended up becoming really good friends with him. And then I told him I liked him, and he was like, "Lol, yuck." And then we still ended up being really good friends. In fact, closer.
Yeah.
Until, and that entire poem was me being like, do I actually like you? Because I was so conflicted about like what liking somebody
That
meant and like what.
stage, yeah.
So I
it's
was
so
like,
weird.
do I actually like you, or am I just wanting something because I didn't get it somewhere else? Bitch is trying to deep throat his microphone. Anyway, ew. Didn't like that one very much. Do you want to read this one? It's kind of long and it's called Naked.
Oh, I do remember this.
And once again, it's probably about the love of my life.
I think it is. I do remember. Wait, I want to see. Because I think.
Guys, treat yourselves and listen to I Know the End by Phoebe Bridgers. Actually, don't do that. It'll hurt you.
Yeah, we're like a few poems away from the last one.
Okay.
So we're almost coming to the end, guys. And get ready for the fucking... I want to preface the last one so we can just explain it. Because it's...
Absolutely.
Okay. This is Naked.
This is me.
With the cold breeze of the night
naked.
time holding me, I felt invisible and foreign. In the place I called home for 11 years, I reflected, I melted, I froze. I cried in the street and made the rain obsolete. I held the words and moments in my head, in case I lost them.
This is not about the llama. So this is about the same guy as the last poem, but this was after I told him that I liked him.
Right.
And this was a real moment. It was like 10 p.m. at night. There was no cars on the road, and I was sobbing in the middle of the road walking home. Lol.
When something feels so familiar that it starts feeling right, and nothing you can do will bring you back to earth, it's easier to float among the stars and let yourself simply exist. I, like any person, have layers of layers. Too many layers that seem unnecessary. I didn't think I didn't know me until I started to know you, because nobody speaks like you. You helped me peek into my own layers that I was too afraid to see before. I'm only me. In the end, I'm all I'll always have, and what a waste it would be if I didn't know the me for me. I still don't know me, but knowing you makes me want you to know things about me. Everything about me that I don't know, or wish I didn't know, just so you could first. I want you to touch my skin and help me find myself. The thoughts of your fingertips paint skies in my head, full of clouds and ultraviolet radiance.
There's no way I said that, because there's a poem in the next book about him. Okay, that's so cool.
I'm pouring. When I pour, and I can't be stopped. I'm a gushing wound, and gushing wounds won't heal until everything is gushed out. I'm gushing.
I'm gushing.
Your colors are black. Your colors are blue. Your colors are colors that I never knew could be seen or imagined or imprinted in my head, in my heart.
Like black and blue. Oh, God.
You're not a stupid kid. You're not a dope. You're sensual in your existence and passionate in your indifference. And when our colors collide, I am finally one in myself, a wallflower in the wildflowers, and my petals, your petals, will speak of love and great things. My leaves are pages. My mouth is just the cover. There's a million things I want to say to you in a million different colors, and that night in the dark when my mind created colors everywhere to distract me from the fact I was crying on the road underneath the dim light of the distant moon, pretending I wasn't there, I had told you things and you were good. My heart, my eyes, my lungs clung on the words you said, and you were unapologetically pure, and I thank you always for speaking paradise, for when I think of you, I hear music, and that's good. I was swelling, my balloon filled and it popped, and it didn't scare you off. It brought you nearer to help me, because if it didn't scare you, it scared me. And in all of this, in depth or in shallow, I can say that I am happy, and thanks to you, we can learn who we are, distant or together.
Fuck me.
I remember. Yeah.
That's I like that one.
I like that one a lot. Oh, what?
Fuck. See, that has
Yeah.
so many like
There's so much, yeah.
interpersonal layers, like and
And I know some of them, so that I was
fucking
like
hell.
gagging.
That one's so good. I loved that one. What was that one even fucking called?
Naked.
Right.
I was gonna say, will I read? There's only there's three more, but they're kind of small. And then will I read these, and then you can read the last one because it's the big one. Okay. I really like that one. I was
was
going to
really
say,
nice.
there was something I was going to comment about on it. Oh, I also thought it was kind of cool. Like, I don't know if this was the intention at all, but it is kind of cool when you were like, I thought of it in the sense of that I never knew could be seen or imagined or imprinted in my head about the colors. It's like, it's also kind of cool because fun fact about Connor, you have synesthesia, so you actually do associate like people with colors.
Yeah, that's why I reference it so much.
Yeah.
Ow,
Okay.
my balls.
This next one is things I want to say to you. That's
Who
what
is
it's
this
called.
about?
We'll see. This will be easy because I've told you all of this when I imagined you next to me in my bed. I think it might be about the same guy again.
No.
Okay. The words you say or don't say, the way your hands move, the way your thoughts spill, the way you live, breathe, love, blink, write, sing, everything you do makes you just a little bit more human than the rest of us. This is why I like you.
Oh shit. That was about him.
Yes.
I said a trilogy.
Because I was like, the LOML does not sing, so.
Neither does he.
Yeah, he does.
You're right. I farted.
Okay, this one is graduation. This was about school, actually. I do like the way it's formatted because it's in two parts.
Was it about school?
It was because it was dawn and dusk. It was about like the growth. I think it was about us, like when you first go into school and then when you leave school.
Right, okay.
As far as I remember, anyway.
Lamau, we never graduated.
Never forgetting. Graduation. Dawn. I was alone. The thoughts in my head quickly became the feelings in my heart. However, both were asunder, a sea under. I can't swim, so I lie on the surface and let my corporeal pollution float with the unfamiliar confluence. Dusk. I'm in concord, loved by my horde, the thoughts in my heart mingling with the feelings in my head, in concert with one another. A sea under. We can't swim, we don't know how, so we let our corporeal flesh float with the unfamiliar following and allow the erudition to commence. Yeah, that was about school, right? Because in dawn, it's like when you come in, you don't know anything, and then dusk, it's like we're still confused, but we're here together.
Yeah.
It's cute. I like it.
That's cute. It's kind of a serve, whatever.
It's kind of a serve.
Bored.
Okay, this is the last one before the big poem at the end.
Slay, what's this one called?
Hope and the Horror. This might have been about
Oh,
friends.
I think I
I
liked
think this
one.
was the one about friends that I remember you talking about.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it is, I think. Anyways, this is Hope and the Horror. It's the end of the world and the rivers have run dry. The ravens beg for shelter and the fires have all died. We are living in an epic of torment. We love epic.
Bitch, we love an epic.
With nowhere to hide, as all of the hiding spots have burned from the inside. Fortunately, as though a gift, I see you standing there. As you round your finger and eddy the air, you create streams of water with unimaginable care, and it pours from your stretching skin and your familiar strands of hair. I look into your eyes and speak in tones honest, and I lay down before you an everlasting promise. I don't love you more than anything because that leaves room for possibility. I love you more than everything because that's full of certainty.
Ooh.
I forgot that line.
Me too.
That line is like, yeah, that line is like a lot. I remember that was one of those things that you used to say, like, oh, you wrote like a few different times. Like it used to be a thing that you write in like letters, I think, as well. And it's just such a beautiful concept, that little line. Ugh.
That is kind of a serve.
Now this bitch. So let's you explain the, like, basically I just want the explanation about the metaphor because I feel like it's really important how it ties in.
I won't necessarily explain it because it does at the end.
Oh, okay, work.
But
it's just this is like it's the it kind of summarizes a lot of like, it doesn't summarize necessarily the poetry, but it's kind of like a good conclusion thing.
Yeah,
because a lot of the poetry is about like your own like growth and your journey and pain and suffering and joy. So this is like, I just love this poem because of how it tied in.
It's so long. I reference honey a lot in the book and in the next one too, but well, not so much in the next one, but very much so in this one.
Yeah,
and
one of, like,
it kind of explains what honey was, because like a lot of the times that I mentioned honey, it was like, why is there honey coming out of your eyes?
Yeah. But it's so cool once you get it. Yeah.
Once you get it, and if you don't, I don't remember the rest.
I honestly don't know what to say. But this is the last one.
This is fucking long, and then it's followed up by a bunch of pictures. Come on. And also a link. Fuck ton of links for people who need AIDS. AIDS, not the illness.
Need aid.
Thank you. This is called To Be Human. And I remember writing this and being like, that's it. I've done it. This is my moment.
And it still slays.
But then I've done better, which is sickening. Anyway, To Be Human. Guys, strap in. This one's long. Pay attention.
Every second.
Teacher is talking. A dream unfulfilled left me broken, but better. When I was younger than now, I took things at sight and never let them be savoured. With a precarious youth and precocious pain, my trust was cradled by no one. I wouldn't allow it. I had a short temper, if any, and my friends were to talk to, not with. I broke things, I broke people, I broke myself and fought the world. I fought myself, I fought my mind. Nothing satisfied me. Colours were distasteful. I was blind to landscapes. I hated the sound of another voice. Black was my favourite colour, and flowers angered me. Flowers fueled my fury until fire would spark inside and erupt. I never knew peace. I never knew priority. I never knew flavour, a stranger to the senses. Happiness meant weakness, and grey was the day I'd ever smile. Never in a month of Sundays.
That's what I thought. Well.
However, gently, in trickles, through failure and practice, through wrongs and realizations, through suicide notes and tear-stained pillows, drawings I'd torn, strings I'd snapped, words I'd neglected, I learned how wrong it was to hold silence as an ally, to fight flowers with fire. I would carefully begin to let glimpses of joy seep into my body. I got it from the little things. The sound of the rain on my filthy window pane, the taste of the sun on my bare body in the mornings, the flavour of water engulfing my palate. I couldn't accept that life was beautiful, couldn't believe that things were worth passion, but at least I could bear to look in the mirror, and at least I could remember that I didn't have to have the upper hand. I'm out of breath. Shortly before now, a switch was flipped, and a brand new process had begun. Specifics are hazy, but I started my days with a new tongue. Kinder words were developing, copious taste buds to savour life's gifts, and slowly, very slowly, I started to moult my burned feathers, and my skin started to smooth, and I begun to live. I will touch a tree and swim in its beauty. I will stare into eyes and understand what it means to be human. I learned to love, how painful it might have been. I learned to listen. I learned to take care. I no longer needed to prove myself as individual because I found individuals everywhere, in every cafe, in every theatre, in every shop. I learned to want to touch. I started to love the feeling of water on my skin, of wind wrapping round me, of a bruise that hurt me. I begun to crave human touch, to touch other skin, to taste other tongues, to know other bruises, to hold other flaws. I found good in the bad, which comes often but doesn't bother me anymore. For when I'm older, I'll wish for youth, so while I have it, I'll savour it, I promise. There were times I was close to demise, my mind disintegrating by the moment, but thankfully I can say I now walk into the sunshine and feel the glow. I now walk into the breeze and feel it stab, and I love it. I'm terrified by the thought that I could have lost it all, my hands, my fault. I embrace the disregarded. Leaves, bark, soil, feet planted, calves, hips, breasts, shoulders, fingertips and nape, every hair, every pore, everything it means to be human. I can look in the mirror and keep my eyes open. I can notice my bumps, my scars, my tears, my rips, my lumps and strange shapes, and I can love them. What I see is handsome, and I'm grateful. I soon learned to love learning. I hear people's voices and play them back in my head. I care about what you have to say, need to say, want to say, every day now. I think of my friends. I laugh at them, with them, for them, as they do for me. I see their bodies and love them. I take their flaws and love them. I hold their eyes when they don't realize and keep them in my heart and mind. We may not talk anymore, I'm sorry for that, but I still remember your mother's name and your father's favourite hat. I bend down to flowers, and yes, I speak to them. I touch them, I smell them, I embrace them, because fighting flowers with fire hurts them, kills them. How dare I take away someone or something's feelings when I felt upset enough to just throw mine away as if they meant nothing. Not anymore. This is who I am now. What I've learned, what I've become, what I've grown, what I've done. This is honey, what it means to be human. Finn, the book is done.
The way it ties in at the end, it's like,
yeah,
it's so beautiful. I think it's such a nice, because I think it's what's so impressive. I think nice with the poem is you manage to tell like a life kind of long, like, this massive like whole journey, but like you manage to actually like fit it in and make it make sense in a poem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is so hard, and I just think it's so cool. You get to see, because you see both sides of that in the book. I think with like, you know, the struggles and then the high points as well, and I think all that coming through is just such a nice way to end it. So that was Cloudburst, everyone.
I'm glad that you guys are alive. JK, can't wait to see the end of y'all. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I'm personally very grateful that we got to do this because it was very fun.
Me
and
too.
very nice. And I think it's really slay. And like, Cloudburst is Cloudburst and will forever be Cloudburst, but it's so nice, I think, because it's an era,
and
It's
even
an
no
era. It's
matter
an
how much
epic.
you've grown, it's an epic,
Cloudburst in and
bitch.
of itself is a
And
big
like
fat
even
epic.
some of the stuff that you like dislike, it's like it's all part of the growth, and I
Do you
think
know
it's
what I
cool that you have that era, just like you will with Coffee Talk or whatever the book might be named when it comes out, and the book after that, and so on.
I forgot about the last poem in the book.
But we'll get to that. We definitely have to do that. But yeah,
Guys,
I think it's very slay.
I wrote a book.
Check it out in the description if you liked the poems in here, or you wanted to read along. Really do go check it out. It's,
Or if you want to help me pay my rent.
yeah, honestly, but it is a lovely book, and it's a nice.
Thank you.
It's a nice piece of literature. So it's always. I think I put it in the description of. I'm fairly sure I put it in the description.
I think it is in there.
Yeah, because I put in like arts and stuff in there because I have my EP linked and your poetry book linked. So it's in the description of any of these episodes, or just look up Cloudburst on Amazon, and go check it out because it's well worth the read.
And if you're wondering who the person on the cover of the book is, it's not me.
I forget that it's not you.
It's somebody that we used to be really close friends with, but not anymore.
Can't believe they made it onto the cover.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And guess who's on the cover of my book now? Me.
Period.
The way it
As it should be. But yeah,
Before I read another poem from my next book, I would like to read the actual final poem in Cloudburst.
which is very funny.
So funny, because when I was like putting together my book, like everybody that I was talking to in school knew about it, and like everybody was like hype, and they were like so supportive of me, which was so nice. Because I thought, like, I never told people about it because I was like, it's poetry, people don't care about it. But like,
Yeah.
it didn't matter what the hell it was, people just wanted to see me happy, which is super nice to think about. And one of those people who always wanted to see me happy, and who I ended up having such a fun relationship with in the end. Bitch, I missed the hell out of her. Her name is Saoirse Wers. What a fucking icon. There's, on the last page of the book, it says, "The following is a poem written by one of my good friends, Saoirse Wers. It was originally a joke, and I promised to her that I'd include it in the collection because it is obviously a masterpiece. I'm not sure if she believed me when I said I would, and if so, joke's on you because Saoirse, now you're a published poet. Congratulations."
Slay.
The poem is called Reminisce. One day I was straight, the next I was a lesbian. A poem by Saoirse.
And that says it all, really.
And I even formatted it in the exact way that she wrote it out by hand. So that's stunning. And love you for that, girl.
But yeah, that was Cloudburst.
Do you want to know a
Bitches.
fun fact? Cloudburst on Amazon is listed, written by Conor Bennett and Saoirse Wers.
Period.
It's so funny.
Slay. So now we're gonna the moment you've all been waiting for. The moment I personally been waiting for, because in the last episode, Conor read out one of his poems now as a teaser and also as just a like, here's how far he's come moment. And
Exhibitionism at the grocery store when I hold their hand and cis men stare. Oh, that's
Okay.
a poem about lesbians again.
Slay. But yeah, the last one Conor wrote out, but this one that he's reading I got to pick, and it's one of the slay one, and I'm very excited.
It is one of my favorite things I've ever done. How do I do this again?
So this is one from Conor's upcoming book that y'all bitches keep an eye out for, and it's some of his newer poetry to see the progression of it all.
What do you mean? This isn't even from the poem that I'm reading. Oh, I forgot about that poem. That's such a good one. Okay, I have to find it because I've lost it.
It's in chapter 5, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. It's called Wine, as in the beverage, not whining like crying. Although it might as well be. And it's written about none other than someone. Please. I wrote it drunkenly, and then Elliot went to go hook up with somebody, and then he came back to get his stuff, and then I was like, you need to eat it. You literally need to eat it. Which happened twice. Where like we were together, got drunk, and I wrote a poem when you were gone, and you came back, and I was like, read it. But this is probably one of my favorites I've written so far. Ew, because it's so like expressive of how I actually feel. It's weird.
It's really nice.
It's called Wine, preferably Sauvignon Blanc
From Tesco's.
from Tesco's, €8 with a club card. On darkened concrete, sitting on the wall, walking home from the coffee shop, all that lingers and tirelessly frets are the words. I could half the moon for you and keep some for me, but at least I know they fret. They're just like me now, at least. 5 glasses of wine down, and it still feels like nothing. If I could change the shapes of the stars for you, I would. And the 6th has just been sipped. From the start, it's felt like a cut, sweat spilling into the split. You are the only one that I would freeze for, because it would be between asteroids. You are the only one that I would freeze for, because it would be between asteroids. What do you mean? 175 times 6 plus or minus some alcoholic measurements. I have work soon. But at least the images on the television screen are some of the prettiest I've ever seen. None will be pretty the way you've been. Been floating next to asteroids, haven't been hit yet. Gratitude and positivity in a jar that I've given up on. Wooden box full of drawings and songs. It's the plant that's withering that I want to tell you about. But I'd love to move the sun if it's in your eyes. I could give you a hat to shade, but so could anyone. And it will stay like this for a while. I've had so much wine, and my eyes feel heavy, and I have no idea of anything else that could numb things anymore. There's been an end to everything else. Been floating next to asteroids, haven't been hit yet. And here goes. What I think of is your arms. How the skin stretches perfectly. How there's never been a gouache that's matched its tone. How I think I could cry for you right now because I love how my pen sounds as it screams for yearning you. How my foot beats the floor 20 times a breath. How my hands hurt because I can't write fast enough. How I yearn, I yearn, I yearn. How I could cry for you right now and it feels like love. How you don't make eye contact with anyone you speak to, but you really do with me. Feels like a cosmic joke. How my hand braces the table when I think of you. I don't blink until I see you. I yearn. And every thread feels sewn for you. How it pulls taut on... Oh, sorry, something happened. Every thread feels sewn for you. How it pulls taut on my back, clings to my chest, crawls up and suffocates me. But I could never ask you your name. To touch the soil is to touch your skin. Been floating next to asteroids, haven't been hit yet. And I ache, and I yearn, and it feels like I finally know what it feels like to suffer. And I bask in every distress. Thank God the wine doesn't numb. That's right, I'll have some wine. I'm wanting to fall asleep. I'll meet you there. Meet me there. Been floating next to asteroids, haven't been hit yet. Meet me there.